And hello, YouTube. Boy, I wish I'd have started my camera rolling like a minute ago, maybe 2 minutes ago. I was just about in a head-on collision right there on 46th Street approaching McDowell. Somebody turned right onto 46th from McDowell, completely onto the wrong side of the road, and was like, boop, just literally right in my face. And fortunately, I was approaching McDowell extra slow because I had my hand on my left hand poking in my phone trying to get the camera started, and was still, actually focusing on my driving, not just the phone. And was like, oh, and stopped and tooted my horn, and probably gave that guy a much needed wake-up call. Anyway, wow, yeah, that was exciting. I'm a little more awake now, for certain. So it's Tuesday evening, and as you can tell, it's a little bit darker than it has been when I've been shooting videos heading to work lately, which means I'm running a little bit later. 6:51 p.m. right now. Last day of February, February 28th, 2023. Last day of Black History Month. A little disappointed I didn't make any new Black History. But anyway, yeah, I didn't particularly oversleep. I mean, the alarm sort of woke me up. I was just, I don't know, just having one of those sort of days where I'm just extra sleepy, extra groggy, didn't sleep very well. Didn't sleep very well today, and last night work was a little more tiring than normal last night. And I'm not going to say it was more physically taxing because I was pretty much non-stop on the forklift. It was just more mentally taxing, which also take quite a bit out of me. I don't have much anything exciting to talk about. So if you're like, hey, is Dan going to do something interesting? Film some crazy homeless people? Well, it's possible. Might be some run in front of me as I'm driving down the freeway. That happens. But for the most part, just kind of want to talk about how things have changed at work the last few days. How things have changed at work the last few days. How my love life, or lack thereof, has been progressing. And yes, another installment in my adventures in Circle K. Oh, which I was going to say, I haven't got my Circle K Sip and Save, but yes, I did. That would be my adventures in Circle K. I got my. May as well start with that. I got my Sip and Save on the way home from work today, because I was pretty awake, and I figured it's going to take me a while to unwind, so may as well get a beverage on the way home, especially since I was having to take Surface Street since I was running home, coming across town notably later than normal, to the point where the freeways were all congested. So I was driving Surface Streets. It's like, well, I'm going to be passing numerous Circle K's anyway, may as well stop and Sip and Save. Planning on just sitting down in my living room, working on karaoke music in the music library for a little bit as I unwind. I ended up not working on my music library very much, because about as quick as I hit my couch, I was like, damn, I'm actually tired. It's time to go to bed. But prior to that, I had two rather attractive women roll around with me in my car. Not as much fun as having them roll around with me in my bed, but hey, it's companionship with a woman someone that I find attractive that wants to actually be with me, or at least get a ride somewhere in my car, I'll take the company. Thank you. As the company of the so-called girlfriend has been very disappointing and unsatisfactory lately. And I just haven't letting that happen. I mean, if she wants to actually come to my place and spend time with me, then that's one thing, but I think I've made it pretty clear what I expect out of her and what I expect to put into her, if that's happening. If that's not happening, just, yeah, I don't need to have my libido teased like that. Thank you very much. Thanks, but no thanks. Speaking of having my libido teased, how about that new Miley Cyrus video, Flowers? Damn, she's looking very wonderful and fit these days. The video is something. Which is what I worked on when I worked on music. I actually started it yesterday and didn't have time to really listen to it and watch it as I was getting ready for work yesterday. But the file was already done, so when I got home this morning, that's the first thing I did. Sat down and watched it from beginning to end, listened to it with a critical ear to make sure there was no glitches in the file. And yeah, where she's working out next to her pool, doing the hip flexes or whatever. Nice to see a woman with that kind of core body strength and fitness, because after all this talk about, I'm going to work out, yeah, the so-called girlfriend is not so fit these days. And it's kind of disappointing when I watch home videos of us. and yes, I do mean those kind of home videos. From like a decade ago, she was pretty damn fit, and just not so much anymore. And you know, does that make me shallow? I suppose, but I'm every bit as fit as I was a decade ago. I mean, have I lost some hair? Yeah. Have I grown some gray? Oh yeah. But overall, my body is every bit as firm and fit, if not more so, than it was a decade ago. So, you know, to say, do I keep myself fit for her? Do I keep myself fit for me? It's kind of yes on both accounts. I just have no desire to be flabby, you know, and stay active enough to prevent that from happening. And I find it disappointing that she doesn't do the same and expects that I'm going to find flabby body as attractive as I found fit body. When in fact, no, I'm very attractive to fit bodies still at my age. Boy, does Miley Cyrus have a fit body nowadays. Anyway, on to the two women that were in my car this morning. Both of them also have quite fit bodies. One was a coworker that I've been mentioning recently. Am I going to say which one it is? No, I'm going to leave y'all in suspense on that. But it's the one I've been talking about texting quite a bit lately. In fact, when I went to in order for this to make sense, I guess I got to kind of rewind back to Thursday night and Thursday morning. So after work, Wednesday night, Thursday morning, went to the so-called girlfriend's place, and yeah, I'm definitely having grown man needs at that point. Like I'm hoping to, you know, get that taken care of there. Not saying that's all I want her for. I mean, I'm certainly also looking forward to, holding her and cuddling with her at her place afterwards. And probably staying there so I can be there when she gets off work, although at some point I should cut out and go feed my cats. But I mean, could potentially do that afterwards. They're not gonna, they're by no means starving. So, yeah. Well, that guy's got a white tail light. That is very distracting and illegal. And he's tailgating. I think if you did a Venn diagram of people who don't maintain the lights on their cars and people who drive like shit, you'd end up with something that's very nearly a circle. As I'm thinking to myself, wow, what a hypocrite I am, because I do have one of my turn signals on the front out right now. I think it's the one on the left. Yeah, I gotta take care of that. Just driving down the road criticizing other people for not taking care of theirs. Didn't talk to Rob today, so that's on the agenda for Thursday morning. Anyway, somebody's vehicle fumes smell bad. I sure hope that's not me. I don't think it is. It just certainly came on now. Wow, I need to wrap up my story. I'm almost to the 202. Yeah, Katrina is very fit. I don't know how old she is. I want to say probably mid-30s, although it's possible she's in her late 20s. She looks like she's Native American, but probably not full Native American. I'm thinking Navajo. She's kind of got Navajo features, but not really strong Navajo features. Anyway. Yeah, so I was Thursday. So yeah, Thursday morning, yeah, Priscilla very much let me down physically. And I don't want to go into the details of that, just suffice it to say that I was extremely disappointed. And for her to use tired as an excuse is, I'm simply not buying that. It doesn't, I mean, am I going to give energetic sex when I'm tired? No. But I'm certainly down to lay there and let her help myself to my body. Enjoy that. If you want to hop on and ride, I'm sure you can get it going enough to do that sort of thing, if you're energetic enough to do that sort of thing. And I expect the same courtesy from her. Not getting it. Yeah. Getting the exact opposite. Don't touch me, don't touch me. Oh, I should know better to come into this room with you. I'm going back to the living room. Yeah, I can have slept alone in my own bed. Taking care of myself to videos on my iPhone in my own bed and been more comfortable in my own bed. So anyway, so yeah, really not happy with her, and I don't feel like she's made that up. And at this point, I'm not asking to spend time with her. I'm not trying to spend time with her. Yeah, she needs to come at me with dirty pictures and text messages about how much she wants my body, and if it's not happening, I'm just probably not even other text messages. If I'm replying, it's along the lines of okay. So your credit score has gone up dramatically. Okay, mine not so much, but okay. Yeah. Easy for your credit score to go up when every time we go out to eat, you expect me to foot the bill. Good for you. Anyway, Thursday, during the day before I went over her place, that was when Katrina and I exchanged phone numbers, and she was texting me my whole drive over to Priscilla's place, which was unexpected. And I woke up to text messages from her. We texted each other pretty much the whole time I was over at Wander Inn. And I went to Wander Inn to sing karaoke and hang out with my friend Corey. I was not expecting Priscilla to be there as much as she was, carrying on Thursday morning when I was at her place about, oh, I don't feel good, oh, I'm tired. Well, then if you're tired and you don't feel good, go home and go to sleep afterward. Don't expect to see you at the bar. Yeah. Not only did she hang out at the bar, she when Corey and I were going to my place, she asked if I was going to her place. I'm like, no, Corey and I are going to my place to hang out, do music and computer nerd stuff. Probably have a couple more beers. I didn't invite her. I very deliberately did not invite her. And she followed us anyway, so I didn't tell her she couldn't come. I mean, that would have been kind of rude, but I was curious to see, if she would actually join us and be sociable and maybe, just maybe, stick around longer than Corey did, and maybe some action could happen then. But I was looking forward to spending time with my friend Corey, not with the so-called girlfriend that massively let me down that morning, and I felt kind of just I felt insulted by that. I really did, and rejected, and not absolutely not cool with that at all. So he when we got to my place, now she did feed the cats, spend a little bit of time with the cats, so that's fine. I dig her wanting to do that. I'm glad that she's happy doing that from time to time, as opposed to trying to steal my cats again. It's 7 o'clock. I'm a little bit late for work. That's all right. I always put a little bit of PPTO on it. I got plenty of that. She after that, she went directly and laid down in my bed. Like, I'm not sure really what that was about. If she thought that maybe I was going to ignore Corey and leave him in my living room and climb in bed with her, because that's not happening. And I'm not sure if I'm not sure what she thought I was going to do. I don't even get that. Like, why didn't she join us in the living room? We watched the Kentucky Fried Movie off the 4. It was one of the first 4 discs that I got from that large Laserdisc collection that I bought. Corey had said he'd seen bits and pieces of it, but didn't really know what it was about. And I was like, oh, you gotta see the Kentucky Fried Movie. You gotta see the Kentucky Fried Movie. Now, what I was wanting to do, since the last time I was hanging out with him, we went to Walmart and picked up a Toslink cable that would reach from my Laserdisc player to the front of my receiver. What I really wanted to do was see how well the Toslink what all it did with my player. First and foremost, watch a movie in DTS and enjoy the digital surround, since digital output from a Laserdisc player is the only way to direct digital output's the only way to do DTS surround, and DTS discs are not backwards compatible with other Laserdisc setups. And that wasted a lot of time, which was probably boring as hell for them as well as me. And I know there's several DTS discs in my new collection, but I flipped through several boxes of it and damned if I could find any. So I'm thinking, that's fine, I'll just grab one of my own DTS discs. I have like about 4 or 5 of them, and I couldn't find where the hell I have them in my shelves. Like, there was sort of an organization going on to my discs, but it's not a really straightforward kind of organization. But at this point, like, I've been using my Laserdisc collection so infrequently that I couldn't for the life of me figure it out. And I've let so many like small trinkets and stuff accumulate on the space on the shelves in front of the Laserdiscs that it was just very awkward and difficult. Things were falling down on the floor as I'm trying to find a DTS Laserdisc. And I'm thinking, because after I couldn't find any in the new collection, which is still in boxes in my daughter's room. You know, I'm flipping through mine. I figured, oh, I'll just go right to it in my collection. Damned if I couldn't find any of those too. And of course, I'm kind of buzzed. In fact, Corey drove me home because I felt I was too drunk to drive myself. So I left my car at Wander Inn. That's why the last, video after that, which actually I'm in the process, I just edited, so I'm getting ready to upload that on the Wi-Fi here at Amazon once I start my shift. Yeah, that's why my car was at the next day was at Wander Inn. Anyway, wow, there's a lot of people here compared to last night. Last night this place was like a ghost town, but there's a lot of cars here today. I actually had an AM that's not my direct AM ask me if I wanted VTO last night. I just laughed. A, I don't want VTO, and B, if I'd have VTO'd out, what was left of MP outbound would have literally fallen apart. And I did not talk about work and how it's changed the last few days, and I don't have time. I need to get inside. I don't have time to finish any of this stuff. So there were 2 attractive women in my car yesterday. I'll talk more about that. The second one's a very interesting story. I hope I get around to talking about that. But the prelude to it is just disappointment with Priscilla. Otherwise, I'd be spending my mornings with her, right? And disappointment continued at my place, but I'm out of time to talk about that. So anyway, thanks for coming with me on the drive.